Alright lads, so over on Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade in the map event that we have right now for the Movie Zero collaboration. I'm a day late to this, but we do now finally have access to the final parts of the event where we are going up against a special boss, in this case Geto. It's our usual score battle. Our main goal is to get over 5 million damage, which I'm pretty sure we can do. So let's jump into this quest. And this one's kind of cool because it does actually let us try out Yuta if you do not own the character. And in a way, you can potentially recreate the final scene, the fight between Yuta and also Geto. I'll say it anytime I can. I don't read the story all that much. I mean, I've already watched the movie, right? But it is really cool how they do present the story with the live 2D characters. They definitely could have went down a lazy approach. But unironically, this is almost better storytelling than how the console game does it. But anyway, let's see what Geto has to offer. Is he going to do anything? That's a bit awkward. Why is the text just running off the screen? And Geto, we'll talk about him tomorrow because he is releasing in less than 48 hours time. I'm excited for him. Honestly, I am. Like, he's a decent character, but I just want to get Geto. You can't really play as any villains in this game as of right now. Every character you can pull from are all just, all just heroes, good characters. We can, of course, eventually unlock Hanami and also Jogo, but they're free. There's no, actual sellable villain, and Geto, for the most part, for the time being until we get to Toji, is going to be the only playable villain that you can summon for. This is pretty cool though, the back and forth between the two characters. It's a bit awkward though that the text rolls off the screen. Here we go though, our ultimate is ready. Let's let it off. Oh damn, hold on. Yo, that's really cool actually. I didn't know, my friend did tell me to record my reaction to this. I actually didn't know this was happening. Damn, the black flash to the face, that's crazy. Now hopefully this doesn't get claimed or copyrighted. I mean, it is kind of cool that they are playing the animations here. And I'm pretty sure this animation will be what Geto does do when he is playable in-game. They're fully playing all of it, damn. I mean, they could have just played the character special animation. It's equally as good. But I guess it's cool that they play clips from the anime. But after that, we do get 150 cubes, and we should unlock the final boss stage, right? Or do I have to do more quests to get to it? I do, okay. So we'll be back in a few minutes as we make our way to the final score battle. All right then, so we've gone ahead and reached the score battle. It didn't take all too long. Now have a look at the actual rewards themselves. They seem to be very similar to our last score battle. The difference now though is that the rewards do not stop at 5 million points. The main reward is to get to 5 million damage. If you do, you get all the rewards before that, which includes summoning cubes, Jujutsu crystals, summon tickets, but most importantly, the time-limited titles that you can get to show that you are playing during the release of this event. Now, with that, they have increased the reward, so it can go now upwards to 10 million, and that, for the most part, will be our goal in today's video. But it's nice to know that you don't need to go for 10 million. Like, if you can't get 10 million right now, you can be satisfied stopping at 5 million. But for those that want to challenge themselves and try and get to that 10 million milestone, you are at least getting some extra rewards, even if it isn't anything super great. I think that's definitely the best way to go about it. That way, it doesn't have to be pay to win, and you won't have to feel bad about missing out on some extra rewards. With that said, I do want to try this team for today's video. Is this going to be good enough? I'm not too sure. It might be better for us to bring Nanami. In fact, that's what we are going to do as a backup. Now, keep in mind, as we do play this, I've not gotten all the extra buffs that we can get for clearing all the unsealing stages. I'll do that later, but let's go with this. So let me put on the SR recollection bit. This will be good for extra damage. And it basically means that when Gojo does end up leaving after 7 turns, Nanami will come in and continue to buff Yuta and also Megumi. Maybe not. We'll try a different set of teams, but this might be a better play. Just to focus on Megumi, getting those extra damage buffs, giving us extra damage with Yuta. At the same time, though, we could go with this. That would also not be too bad. But for now, let's try out this team because I do like using these 3 characters. I'm a big fan of Megumi. I'm a big fan, of course, of Yuta. And you can never go wrong with Gojo. I mean, if anything, just having Yuta on your account most likely means you're getting the 5 million. And then Yuta with Gojo likely means you are going to reach, hopefully, that 10 million status. But we'll find out. We'll find out. Right then, let's see how this does go. So even our SRs, in Nanami's case, if we did have him on our team, he can even do some damage, right? So let's just use our 3rd skill. Likewise with Yuta, let's also use the 3rd skill. And then we're going to buff up using the Jogo recollection on our fan favorite Gojo, right? Now the goal is to try and get into that 2nd phase without needing to use anyone's ultimate. And from the looks of our damage thus far, it looks like we are potentially going to do that. Hopefully though, we can have our ultimates ready. So let's continue using the 3rd skill. We'll buff up with Gojo once more. Hopefully we don't get too fast. We'll see how it does go. It looks like we're going to get to the 2nd phase in decent time, or more so the in-between phase. So we have to use our normal attacks here. Let's go ahead and use Gojo. This will do a lot of damage. There we go. Now, the thing is, our ultimate gauge isn't actually ready. Can we do enough damage in time? Hopefully we can. Maybe we shouldn't have attacked with Gojo just yet, because there's no harm in taking your time. You don't need to finish this as fast as possible. But I guess, to be fair, it does make it so Gojo can do more damage while he is still in the field. So Megumi can now use the ultimate. I guess there's no harm in using Megumi's ult. We might as well do that now. And then we'll buff up with Gojo. So next turn, we will be able to ultimate with both Yuta and also Gojo. And that's where we're going to get a massive chunk of our damage here. So here we go. That's going to be really good. Let's use this buff up once more. I guess let's use our first skill. That's going to play an 85% damage taken increase. So that will basically let our Yuta and also Gojo do even more damage. Right now, it's an absolute nuke with these two characters. Let's see what damage we are looking at here when it comes to both of these characters' ultimates. Here we go. Remember, it's an AoE ultimate. So, like, it's not single target focus, but it should still do great damage. 2.4 million, you love to see it. And then Gojo's coming through. Let's off that ultimate. Let's see what we're looking at. I'm assuming an extra 2 million too. 2.9 million. We got the cooperative ultimate. Extra damage right there. There we go, 40k. Really good damage. And I think with that, we basically solidified ourselves getting that 10 million milestone. So now is the easy part. All we got to do is just continue to do damage. We don't have any worry of us taking any damage ourselves or dying anytime soon. And we should quickly get this phase done with. So we might as well just continue buffing. No need to use our ultimate. And then in this case, let's buff up. So now both Yuta and also Megumi are doing more damage. There we go. We got the 9 million. And I believe when we do beat the final boss here, we are going to get that extra million points. So we're just going to use our normal skills here. We'll save up the cursed energy so we can do our third skill, where we do a lot of single target damage. A bit of damage there from the enemy, but no worries. Let's just use our ultimate now. Do that. Let's continue to buff. Is this enough? Are we able to get through to it? And remember, we're missing out, like I said, on some buffs here, right? Like, I could go back and clear some of the unsealed stages. There we go. We got 10 mil, though. We got the 10 mil without the need of even unlocking all the extra stages that give us more buffs. But I won't do that in my own time. But let's say we are getting it. So 100 cubes, 400 cubes, 900 cubes. So it does seem like the cube income is still the same in terms of the event. I believe all score battles are going to include the exact same rewards here. It's just after the 5 million, they maybe might change in the future. I don't know. I would like for the 5 million onwards rewards to get better, but I'm not asking for too much here. I'm fine with all the good rewards being under 5 million points. Alright, so with that said, let's try that once more. This time, let's not use Megumi, right? Because it's more likely if you pulled on this banner, you have access to Gojo, you have access to Yuta. You know, since the game first started, everyone, myself included, has been saying, save for Yuta, save for Yuta. And if you don't have Yuta, like my main account, you probably restarted the game to make sure you have Yuta, right? So with this, we're now going to have that double buffer. We are losing maybe a bit of extra damage on Megumi, but I want to know if Megumi was even that important for us getting that 10 million score. And I also maybe want to try a team after this where we don't use Gojo. When we don't use Gojo, we strictly use Megumi and also Yuta. And we just focus on making sure Yuta can do as much damage as possible. So let's continue to buff, do our damage, and we will attack with Gojo on our next turn. Great damage from Yuta right there. We can tank that damage. Here we go. Just watching, see, I'm watching Gojo. What are we looking at here? Great damage, 500k, man. Gojo's so OP. It's like Gojo's so OP, it makes every character just look so much worse, which is understandable. It's Gojo. Right, so continue buffing here. Mazu use that skill on Yuta. Decrease the chance, increase our chance to hit a critical. And then we'll buff up once more. Yuta will be able to get his ultimate. And to be fair, we can even use Nanomi's ultimate. But do I want to? I don't think so. Here we go, though. Let's off both Yuta and also Gojo's ultimate. And let's see what we're looking at here. And then next turn, I mean, then again, to be fair, we can't really take advantage of the damage Nanami can do. Maybe it would have been better if I used my ultimate, but I'm fine with this. 2 million damage, so looks somewhat consistent. Gojo's up next. Should also do similar damage numbers, around 2.5 million, right? Unless we get a critical. 3.4 million. Damn, we did get that crit. Okay, we'll take that. Maybe that's 11 million now. There we go. 5 million damage right there. Maybe it is a tad bit worse, to be fair, since we are missing on that damage from Megumi. Let's continue to attack, and then in this case, we mouse the damage with Gojo before he does up and leave. I think last time we had 8 million points before we went into the next phase. And that's a shame too, because literally Gojo was about to get his ultimate there. Let's get that double attack off with Nanami and also Yaga. It'd be great if we could potentially pull this off during the second phase, because that can actually do some decent damage. Like, I mean, 200k there damage from Nanami is not too bad with the fact that he's also increasing our damage output. There we go, 71k. Should hopefully be finished up in the next turn before the boss does decide to use his ultimate. Let's use our second skill, and then we use our third. Might as well use the recollection to finish it off. And it looks like we are once more going to get around 10 million, right? So does Megami finish off? Not quite. Not quite. Took a massive hit there. But we will finish up with these 2 attacks, hopefully. Come on. Shouldn't take this long. There we go. 10 million. Is that higher? Is that lower? It's around the same for the most part. Doesn't seem to be higher, but does seem similar enough. So it looks like if you are lucky Megami, you can still basically get the 10 million. Now let's talk about hypothetical. Let's say maybe you don't have Yuta. Maybe you don't have Yuta, right? Can you still get the 5 to 10 million? Well, let's find out. I mean, I assume we can, right? Now, my Gojo is going to be doing a bit more damage if your Gojo isn't duplicated. Remember, this is my free-to-play account. I just got really lucky with Gojo duplicates somehow, even though I haven't even done that many summonings, outside of the fact that we just pulled for Yuta earlier this week. So we're going to do the same strat. Again, I love the Jogo combination with this Gojo. You use it on turn 1, you spend the next 2 turns buffing, you do a big attack on your first skill, and then you continue to buff for 2 more turns. So there we go, continue buffing. Next turn, Gojo will be able to do some damage, some big damage too, right? Here we go, let's attack. Is that enough? Now we don't have Yuta in the team. Do we get into that second phase? We actually do. So yeah, Gojo's just that guy, man. He really is just that guy. All right, so we should be able to... It's a bit awkward because we get in too fast. Because like I can nuke next turn. I can use my ultimate next turn. But do I want to? We are going missing on that 55% damage increase. So I do feel like it is better to wait. So let's just spend that next turn buffing up. There we go. And then now the big numbers come in. Let's use our buffs. Let's use Megami's ultimate. Maybe I could have used it earlier in the turn before, but I do want to go for that double attack. Not sure that was the best play, but we should be fine nonetheless. Here we go. Getting all our damage is mainly going to be coming from Megami and also Gojo, but Megami's domain still lets us do more damage, so let's see how this does go. Last time we got lucky, to be fair. We did get a critical. We did get a critical, hit 3.5 billion. What are we looking at without a critical? 3 million. Still pretty good damage nonetheless, though, right? There we go. Good damage right there. In that case, a tad bit less, so Yuta definitely does make a difference, but at the very least, we did get our 5 million, right? But I feel like maybe I could have played that a tad bit better. Maybe I wanted to use Megami's ultimate the turn before. That way we could have used our first skill to let Gojo do more damage potentially. But now we're going to finish up with Yuta here. And it looks like with this team, we're going to get around 8. To be fair, we might get like 9 million, right? Maybe like 9.5. It's actually kind of close. Maybe you do want to reset and have Gojo hit a critical to try and get that 10 million. If you do want to get all the rewards. Because we're going to get like 8 mil here. And then an extra million for beating it, right? Domains wore off. That's fine. Let's just use all our normal attacks. Our skill number 1. And there we go. 9 million. So just about. I think if Gojo hit a crit, we would have got like 9.6 million. So it's very close. You can potentially get up as a 10 million. Even without Yuta. Assuming you maybe have Megami. And remember, my account's a week behind. So your character's skills might be upgraded more so than what I have. And again... we also have not cleared all the stages. So, like, there's, like, 4 more stages that we can do here. I mean, to be fair, these are more so extra rewards. But I'm pretty sure in some of the other maps, there's some extra buffs that we can get. So we can potentially get more physical and curse technique damage that I'm missing out on. And that is quite big, to be fair. That's 30%. That is 30%. This one is the cooperative ultimate. Had we actually unlocked those, which obviously I should have done before, but I was fine. I was confident in what I was working with. Then we could have obviously done more damage, and maybe that would have been enough for us to get the 10 million. But with that said, that's basically the score battle done now. At this point in time, in this particular event, all I got already focused on is just collecting all the items to finish out this shop. The main ones you want to go for is just go for all the limited time items, right? So you want to get the SSR Recollection, you want to get the Phantom Medals, you want to get the Jujutsu Crystals, you might as well pick up the Recollection bits, and even if you don't maybe need it, you might as well get the EXP and also JP as well, right? Because they are limited. After that, if you want to continue farming this event, you can pick up the limited time cursed objects if you do need it, but I think I'll be fine after collecting all the limited time items. And I mean, you have plenty of time, right? So even if you're starting the game 2 weeks from now, this event itself is here for the entire month. It's here until basically Christmas Day. So plenty of time to farm with this event, max out the entire shop if you need to. which you definitely want to. And with that said, I now need to go ahead and spend some stamina because right now I have way too many. I have 500 out of 200. It's now time to dump it in one of these events to start finishing out the exchange shop. So with that said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below what score you guys did get, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.